Good morning, everybody. I'm Ben, this is Fletcher, and this is Brittany. Today, we plan to give you an in-depth look of a product that we believe will revolutionize the way EMTs do their job and should prevent some major injuries that they come across. Fletcher will tell you more.
Our problem in pain is that EMTs suffer from back injuries when lifting patients into the ambulance. There are 19,000 EMT injuries last year. 8,700 of those were back injuries. And so 56% of those injuries, those back injuries, were from overexertion. And so back injuries are the top reason why EMTs leave the field. The average cost of those back injuries is around $18,000. The annual salary of an EMT is $30,000, so that's 2/3 of their salary that is gone. According to statistics, 1 out of 4 EMTs are injured within 4 years on the job. So in Evansville, there are 310 EMTs. So 25% of that, 1 out of 4, is 78 EMTs. And according to Deaconess, they have 6 EMTs on duty for every 10,000 people. With a population of Evansville being 130,000, that equals to 78 EMTs. So imagine all those EMTs getting injured within a shift. There's no EMTs in Evansville to save a patient's life. The name of our product is SafeLift. Our product idea is that it's based on the airborne mounting system patent. And what it is, if you can imagine the ambulance and the cabin, and it comes out and it's 45 degrees to the ground. And so it's computerized and it's operated by the EMTs. The computer is located within the cabin. It'll feature a lock system that locks the stretcher to the lift system. And so the lift system will allow the patient to be shuttled into the ambulance, which will eliminate the need for EMTs to lift the patient, which in turn reduces the risk for injuries.
Okay, so for the health of the industry, SafeLift is designed for the medical field industry and is specifically towards EMTs. And according to ENS World, a survey of 1,300 National Association of EMT members found that 47% of respondents had sustained a back injury while performing EMS duties, and nearly $50 billion is spent annually on just treating back injuries. And trends today is that we put more towards SafeLifts because obesity is rising in America, and so it's getting harder for EMTs to lift patients, and people obviously are going to stop getting injured. And our opportunity size is SafeLift is aimed at EMT services and the safety manufacturers for ambulances. It's estimated, as Fletcher said, around 200,000 employees, EMTs in the world, or in the U.S., sorry. And there's 310 EMTs and paramedics in Evansville alone. So there's 6 ambulance manufacturers, and this is including like Braun Industries, Crestline, Coach, Dimmers, Linco, Armored Vehicles, Medics, and Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, so there is something on the market right now that is similar, and there's a picture of it, but it does have some limitations. The first is really, look, the wheels aren't locked into anything. If you look at the back of the stretcher, it's just kind of tied into the back of this lift. So we believe that, that could move around, that could create some danger for the patient. And then it only lifts the patient to the floor level of the ambulance. So it doesn't, like he explained, move the patient back into the ambulance. And so the EMTs are still going to be doing some pulling and pushing on the stretcher, and that could still create back injuries. And from what I've read about these are really kind of difficult to install on existing ambulances because this thing does collapse up and then it kind of closes into the ambulance before the door is shut. So not only is that time wasted, but I think it's a better system to be able to pull the ambulance or the patient into the ambulance. And it does cost money to install these kind of things. Ours easily installed, and it can be installed during the manufacturing of the ambulance. So the value proposition for ambulance manufacturers and EMT services that need a way to lift patients into the back of the ambulance without straining and injuring their backs. SafeLift locks the patient in, lifts, and moves them into a position ready for the ambulance to move. Unlike the existing patient lift system, SafeLift is much better at locking the patient into place delivering them into the ambulance. Thank you.